Well, I want to welcome everybody to the crypto business forum here at NASDAQ in Times Square. I want to share a quote with you right out of the gate. And it starts like this. There is only one thing in life worse than being talked about. And that is not being talked about. Oscar Wilde. So you want people talking about you, right? You want people to find out about the problems that you're solving and how you're solving it, but there's one challenge. There's this thing called the digital attention span economy. We are in the digital attention span economy. The average attention span in the year 2000 was 12 seconds for a human being. The attention span now, well, actually not now, this was 2015, is 8.25 seconds. That's how long you have to get somebody's attention. That's how long you have to get a client's attention. That's how long you have to get somebody to invest in your company. 8.25 seconds. What it takes to stand out in the marketplace has changed dramatically over the last few years. Just think, you see it right here in Times Square. How overwhelmed are you with messages coming at you constantly? 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and that makes competition fierce. People that are in the Me Too marketplace exceptionally have a challenge. They have a challenge to overcome. So what are we to do? What are we to do as entrepreneurs and business owners where you want to say, hey, look over here at me, I've got the deal, I've got the solution. Anybody ever heard of the microwave mindset? Who here has a microwave oven? My family, I was pretty lucky growing up. My family in 1974 was one of the first families on my block to get a microwave oven. It was called the Amana microwave range. It was all silver and chrome. Anybody remember that? I'm kind of dating myself, I guess. 1974, first on our block in a city called Indianapolis, Indiana, where I was born and raised. So the microwave mindset, over the last 40 years, consumers have been conditioned to place a high value on instant gratification. Instant availability has replaced 2 to 4 weeks of delivery. I remember when my dad bought his first stereo from the local electronics store, he went in and paid cash and couldn't take delivery for 2 to 4 weeks. What would happen today if somebody said that to you? There's a billionaire in Houston. There's a man called Mattress Mac. You probably saw him on national television during the hurricanes, where he opened the doors and helped people. He made a fortune on buy it today, deliver it tonight. You buy my furniture today, I'll have it at your house tonight, no matter what time you come in. He nearly ran every furniture store out of business in Houston. They are struggling to catch up. So once we make a decision to buy, what do we want? We want it now, right? The microwave mindset. The digital attention span economy, the online media has brought down the attention span. Consumers are bombarded daily, hourly, and by the minute of text messages, messenger notifications, emails, and social media. We're constantly connected. And YouTube, of course. Even our own president, 140-word platform is his preferred way of communication. a man in an executive position has relied on Twitter to communicate with the world. Even the President of the United States. I think he jumped up and down when they stretched it to 140 characters. You probably remember the days of Blockbuster. Anybody remember that? You would be able to go into Blockbuster and you could spend the afternoon in there looking for a movie. You could smell, feel, and touch it. Also, who remembers going into a record store? I'm really dating myself now. Or an LP store, long play. Didn't they have their unique smell? And it felt so good when you could pick up a Beatles album and turn it over and look at the artwork on the cover, right? And, of course, your traditional bookstore, where you can go in, you can sit down and read a book and touch and feel it. All of your senses were activated. Then along came something called Netflix. You could instantly gratify yourself on a video and watching a movie. iTunes came along. And then the behemoth, Amazon. Prime. I'm a guilty person at Prime. I probably couldn't have got this, we couldn't have got the things we needed for this event if it wasn't for Prime. 2-day delivery, all day long. If I got to pay $99 extra a year to get 2-day delivery, I'm in. Instant gratification, right? So again, back in 2005, the attention span was 12 seconds. 2015 is 8.2 seconds. So there's 3 years. What do you think the attention span is today? 4 seconds, according to Jimmy. Because in our decision-making process, we rely on our emotions and our subconscious. We choose what we want to buy, and we let our conscious mind look for reasons to justify it, to justify the buy. And rational justification is when we can see it, touch it, and smell it, and taste it. It's easier for the conscious mind to find reasons to justify emotional decisions. And that's what we're talking about here today. And Netflix and iTunes has created what we call the bandwagon effect and trust triggers. They do trust triggers because they see or they show you when you pick a movie what's trending or who's watching this particular series. Those are trust triggers that they use to transition you over to continue to watch and create what we call a bandwagon effect. If they're watching it, I must watch it as well. iTunes, new and trustworthy. When you produce a podcast, you hit the new and trustworthy section. So obviously those must be pretty good podcasts. They're in that section. And then my favorite, Amazon bestseller list. What's a hot release? What's a bestseller #1? Ranked. They're creating what's called the bandwagon effect because if others are doing it, it must be okay and it must be good. When seeking rational justification, the conscious mind often places trust in the crowd. The conscious mind often places trust in the crowd. So, you being here today is a massive trust trigger for you. Because when people see those indications of trending or bestseller, they're justifying, or they justified in their decision because what others with similar interests have that you have gives you reason to participate. So trust triggers give the conscious mind reasons to rationally justify the purchase, and emotional decisions play a role in it as well. So think about it. I'm going to leave you with this. What's one of the biggest disruptors in transportation? Why I don't know about you. When I was growing up, my mother told me never to get in a stranger's car. But why is it that I can pick up an app, I can call a stranger to come pick me up, and I get in their car? Think about it. Is that a bandwagon effect? Thank you very much.